This thing's making a lot of noise. I did not hear it make noise before. It doesn't explain what it is. I can't really press the button, it doesn't move. What is this thing? It's amazing how such a disastrous flood helped create a nice big park that follows along the river. This might be one of the best river park areas around the country, well, in the western half, thanks to that flood. How much of a park area was there before the flood? Not as much, obviously, because they talk about all the destruction that happened with trailers and businesses, cars piling up and things pushing other things over. So we need more floods. We need more disasters, especially in rich areas. Oh boy, it's hot. So here I plan to use my laptop, use the electricity here. It worked this morning, but these guys are working on it. They shut it off. They shut off. What timing? You know, I can handle a night light that stays on consistently for sleeping, but a blinking light, this is just, I mean, I got this problem solved, but I'm just saying, a blinking light, this keeps me up more than a light that's just droning on me. Alright, so I quickly powderized this star anise, and then I can dip the banana in there and have a nice quick taste. Alright, so I parked behind this building, Memory Park, and as I started walking away from my car, some security lady walked out, started kind of heading towards my car, but I'm away from it. She saw that. I'm wondering if I'm going to be getting harassed trying to park all day. It's an empty lot usually. I checked it out yesterday in the evening, and it was empty. I was thinking, what a great spot. But I think I see why there's not many people there. They might have that security kicking them out. And it said it's something it's part of a park. I mean, I'm gonna look in the front and see if there's any signs indicating that I entered private property. They have a guard for behavioral health, and she came out pretty soon after I pulled in and parked. So I'm a little concerned about them giving me a hard time. It didn't look like she walked around my car. I think she just stayed away because she saw me walk away. But is this parking for behavioral health exclusive? It's really hard to tell when they got Memory Lane Park that's sponsored by the Garden Club. I have a feeling I'm going to get harassed. It's kind of interesting how the Trump shop is set up across the street from the mental health, this weird mental health building that they got a security guard who might be bothering me later. So I guess I won't be getting too comfortable here. She stopped right at that shed. Why? Is she a smoker? Alright, got a big hole in my crotch. I've been really struggling with being conscious of when I sit in public. And now I'm ready to take care of it. Fix it all up. Put it in the loop. Actually, this time I'm using a tool to tighten this. I've always hand tightened and they usually fall apart. Tighten it a little bit more, so I hope everything goes okay. Alright, the thread might be a little loose. I wanted to give it slack. I'll have to see when I get this I let this thing out. You can see I got a grid. I started out with putting a line around it on the outside of the rip stuff. It is the fabric that is clearly going, so I got to give it some slack. Jeez. Let's see how this works. Well, it doesn't completely hide, but it'll prevent from widening, from getting worse. It'll stop that, and I could put more thread in between to cover up more. Takes some time. Alright, so this lady dropped this metal thingy. She dropped her credit card and this Oglala Sioux Tribe membership. Interesting. I looked up her address. It's 5 miles away. She dropped it in this area. I think I know who to. I'm gonna try to talk to the local businesses around here and maybe just give this over to them. I don't want to go 5 miles to give this back to her. Alright, it's probably locked. It looks like it is. Oh, but you need a mask. Huh. Does Laura Watson work in this building?
I don't.
Okay. Yeah, that's very helpful. All right, should I just go to the 3rd floor?
Let me just see if there's anybody on the 1st floor still, and they can, I don't know, see if they can come to the door. And
Oh, Laura Watson is a care clinician. Care
Laura what?
Care clinician. So what floor is care clinician?
We don't have. This is inpatient and psychiatry.
111 North Street. Am I on the right address?
Probably. This is 915 Mountain View.
Okay, so I'm on the wrong address. I'm sorry. I guess that's wrong.
Okay.
All right. So strange around here. I believe an Indian woman dropped this. And I don't even have to believe an Indian woman dropped this. She's a card-carrying Indian. And there has been other types of trash of personal natures, most likely also dropped by Indians around here. It's kind of strange behavior. It's always cool to be able to see the face of a hill. This is like a parking lookout up here. I see people. If I'm pointing in the right spot. I didn't even know this flint striker could fall apart, but here it did. It kind of comes together and holds, but it certainly has set the standard. Got to take it easy on this. So today is another opportunity to get beat up by the sun. How fun. So I'm treating the grass blades like they're tea, pretty much. It's plentiful and you think nothing of it, but it's still pretty effective. There's also a little horsetail around here. I don't want to get silica poisoning, but I'll have a little bit of that. Alright, since the fish is frozen still, there's all kinds of frost. Safeway freezes the fish. Not every store freezes their fish, but I've been coming across more frozen fish choices in the north. I think I'm gonna give it time to defrost a little bit. I already did coffee and grass blades. It's not too bad by itself. I tasted it to see if I wanted to add any milk. That's okay. I think I could just slurp it down in a state it's in. So I want to have some kind of breakfast this morning. So I'll do bread. I'll do some toast. I gotta get this bread going before it molds too bad. It's probably already started molding. As soon as it defrosts, it starts molding, I think. So I found this on the side of the road. There is no way I'm eating this. Hydrogenated vegetable oils. My body is so full of hydrogenated vegetable oils. I'm done with that. You can't sell me on this stuff anymore. I'd rather just crush my peanuts anyway. They're drier, less oil, no hydrogenated oil. They don't need to hydrogenate peanuts. And it turns into a pretty good butter if you crush it yourself. But this stuff is kind of good. I kind of almost want to try to put it somewhere somebody can take it, but it's such a bad food item. So the cops most likely lock the bathroom doors at night, and then park maintenance unlocks them. It's 8:37 and the door is still locked. But you think about it, it's like you wouldn't want parks management to lock the bathroom doors, because that's something, anything where it requires you to tell people to go away, to leave, go away type of thing, that requires cops, somebody with a gun, because people don't like being told to go away. If it's one thing that the Indians teach me around here, it's that it's okay to relax. It's okay to relax. Take it easy. Don't be in a rush. These Indians around here that sit around and sleep on the grass. I appreciate seeing the Native Americans, the Indians, sitting around a lot, because that really lets me know that life doesn't need to be in such a rush. And I've taken that opinion before seeing them, but they just solidify it. Tell you what, if I could invest in another car, I would get one, or just invest in something. Even on this car, it's still a possible investment. Put those railings on top of the car, and then I can sew a cloth piece that can be taken off and put on the rails that go from one end to the other, and another one on the other side, and I could wrap a cloth over the car and protect the roof really good with that cloth, and have maybe a couple inches of space above it if I had it tight enough. I get the impression that the weakest leaders tend to hire the nastiest thugs to enforce their demands. These people have been doing this for the past hour, up and down the city streets, all over, up and down, making all kinds of squealy noises. Alright, just make a note at this time. I've woken up because I feel a slight panic in my heart. I don't know if it's this spot, my diet, the heat. It's a slight panic in the heart, and I don't like that. I think the heat might be draining me and maybe causing some kind of vitamin deficiency. And also the lack of exercise, just because it's too hot, is becoming a little bit of a problem. Joseph Street, Rapid City's got a lot of statues on every corner. This thing's interesting. Some kind of a meter. I bet they lost the lock. Huh. Yeah, some old setup. Oh wow, they had a flood memory walk for that big flood. Let's see if I can zoom in there. So they had a website for it. I didn't know about that. They advertised it in the downtown area, pretty much next to this famous German hotel. Right, so the library is just a block away. The second library, because this is the first one that they had funded by Carnegie. It's now an architectural building. Walk up the stairs and go to the left or the right, or downstairs. Yeah, that's typical library look. But they moved it. They built a whole new one because this one wasn't satisfactory. It's interesting how they decide to move libraries. So that's the original. And there's really not a lot of people going to this new library just over here with the big hump, the big green roof. I don't think they rebuilt for population unless the population got really big and then shrank. I'd have to look at the demographic changes decade by decade.